Hi there, howdy ho, and welcome to the Call to Cinema. Hey there, Mr. Awesome. And tonight, well, we got a couple sales to look at. I actually just came in here to be bluntly honest with you, because when am I not bluntly honest? To do a video that I've been working on called Like, Share, Subscribe, Journey of a YouTuber, which is in a state of working right now. Hey there, Antoine, welcome. But there's a 101 film sale tonight. There is, hey, Strangeland, Merry Christmas. There is a special, some special stuff going on. 80 Films has a big free shipping sale going on right now too, which we're going to look at. And hopefully you guys managed to check out and have seen my 101 Films like pre-taped video that I did earlier. For those that have, please let me know what you think. It's a new format. Hey, Carrie. Hey, Jay. I know we're going to talk about that actually, Jay. Thanks. This is my new hat for the channel, by the way. It's the Good Guys hat, and I wanted to actually got this one kind of for free. Merry Christmas, Cinema Dave. It's so good to see you here, man. Almost 20. It's going to be 20 with partner labels included. So it's going to be a mixture of both. But either way, that's a lot to come out with, and some out of print stuff. And we are going to talk about all of that here tonight in the Call to Cinema. Hey there, Marvin, man. Welcome. Welcome back. So this has been, hey, George. It's my good friend George from the UK who does some amazing stuff and has sent out a very generous gift to me, by the way, which I don't guess I'll tell right now because I'll show you guys when I get it come, because it'll be a nice little surprise. And it's there's Indicator, and as you guys know, I'm a huge Indicator fan. So you're going to be glad you came in tonight, George, because we're talking about like some UK releases as well, and we're looking at some UK sales. Hey there, Eric. Welcome, man. Asian movie enthusiast, another fantastic YouTuber on here, like my good friend Cinema Dave, whose Vinegar Syndrome order just arrived. What did you pick up, Cinema Dave? By the way, if you're not checking out Cinema Dave's channel or Eric's channel, you really should be, because they do some incredibly amazing stuff. There's a lot of great YouTubers on here. And if you're watching this here live, or if you're watching this later on, then look at the names. Like I know some people turn off the chat stuff on the side. Shouldn't do that in my videos because where my video is a live video, I'm often responding to people in the chat. People like Dave right there, like Amy right there, like my good friend George right there. So we have a bit to talk about tonight, not just my snazzy new hat. And don't you just love that? I really do. Actually, I went to my local video shop. Went to my local record shop, and they had some really good out of print stuff. It's on my Patreon channel. I could not put it on my regular channel because if you've seen the video, you'll understand why. Hey, Razor, welcome, man. Did you see you saw the Patreon video, right? I did the live one. The live unboxing of the not safe YouTube titles. Okay, and welcome, dude. But when I did, I talked about the fact that I went to my local record shop and I saw this hat. I fell in love with it immediately. I didn't think I could afford it, so I went back to the record store, and I go there like fairly often. And I did have like we have a little like card, like a points card, and I didn't realize how long it'd been since I had like checked my points card, and they said, "Well, you got over 1,000 points." I said, "Well, was that if I was going to buy a hat or something? Would that give me anything off the hat?" And they were like, "It's a $50 gift card you can get. That you can definitely buy the hat and have a lot left over." So this is a $12 hat. I still have $30 left on my gift card. They did not charge me taxes, which was amazing. And this is my new hat. I was actually asked a couple times, are you going to keep with the Halloween hat? Or are you gonna like switch it up a bit? Well, here you go. That's the answer. Rancho Deluxe, incredible. Walking the Edge, televised terror box, nice. Homegrown Horrors, Volume 1. I need to get that one myself, George. Cinema Dave. Getting everybody's names mixed up tonight, but to be fair, it is 11:46 here. And I had a work day that was so hard, I almost was ready to curl up into a fetal position. Full disclosure, it was rough. Now, let me... Well, I try to stay colorful, Warlock. Welcome, dude. But I wanted to talk about Vinegar Syndrome stuff. I wanted to talk about the 101 Film Store stuff. Kind of want to do a bit of it all. And for those that know, I'm still working on a video called a like, share, subscribe, which is something I'm doing for my 10th anniversary, and it's just talking not about just my channel and for people that want to become YouTubers, but kind of a congratulations to other channels and talked about the stresses of it as well, because this does not come without its many like heartaches and heartbreaks, guys. All right, let's start off with 101 Films titles first, because hopefully, I'm hoping you guys are coming into this having already seen my 101 Films video that I did earlier tonight. If not, please don't let this be in place of it. Check that out later on, because it is using a new format, and I would like your thoughts on part of the new format. If you're a Patreon member, a new Call to Comics video actually came up today, and we talked about in defense of the Ben Reilly Clone Saga, the not the original one, but the '90s one, and I come to defend it a little bit, and I go through my Ben Reilly Volume 2 omnibus while I do that. So if you're a comic book fan, check it out. Anywho, let's get into this sales stuff, and I'll give you some of my recommendations, some of my thoughts here. I did this a little bit earlier, but I'm going to be going over more than this. But 101 Films is having a sale, and 101 Films do some pretty gloriously cool stuff. And as you can see, the sale prices are good. 101 Film stuff sale prices are really good. And for my friends over there in the UK, their sale prices right now, the UK orders are pretty much free shipping. So they got some really cool stuff there, Justin. I mean, it's really worth it. Like, honestly, it'll change the way that you collect when it comes to 101 Films. As always, I guess I have to say that the whole YouTube thing, like, share, subscribe. There's Patreon, merch store, and donation links down below. If you choose and want to avail them, very much appreciated. It does help the channel, but a like really helps the algorithm get in the mysterious YouTube algorithm. And with that being said, let's get on to the rest of this here and look at this. And The Deep is a great release, actually, Cinema Dave. I totally agree. I actually got to get this one myself one of these days. And it's on here for £7. That's actually a pretty good title. Let's just see if this is a cult cinema release or a red label release. And the best way to tell that is, does it have features? Does it have anything with it? So look, it does have, looks like we got a nice little booklet here. I'm liking that. So we got a Cinema Retro Mini Magazine, The Deep Film in Focus Special, a commentary with film critic Kevin Lyons, new, interview with underwater art director Terry Auckland Snow, new, The Making of The Deep, and select scenes from the 3-hour special edition of The Deep that had come out at one point. So very, very cool. Hey there. I love that name, by the way. Hey, Dirk, man, welcome, dude. Hey, they're trash. Dirk does VHS podcasts, by the way, which if you're not subscribed to, you really should, because the guy does amazing work. Just saw the Quest in theaters. Did you really? That's amazing. So The Deep is a great release. So as you can see, FX, it's a complete collection too. So for £7, you get FX1 and FX2. And just, so you know, when it comes to these here, they normally put these, it's not just put on one disc. It's usually on two discs. On two discs. Oh, wow. There we go. I don't have this one, so I can't verify for sure, but most of the releases I've gotten from 101 Films. Right now, Brian, we're going to look at the 101 Films sale, followed by the 88 Films announcement with the free shipping that they're having going on right now. And we're going to talk a little bit and try to discuss the whole idea behind big announcement from Vinegar Syndrome. Van Damme, Justin, is getting so much love lately. It's kind of deserved, though. He's put out some really good films. Black labels are some unfortunately, there's no black label titles in the sale, but I do second George on checking out the black label titles, because they do some amazing stuff. And when you really think about it, like, in all honesty, is $12 for that That oh yeah, there's kind of an announcement. Didn't tell anything. It was kind of a it was on under banner, so we'll talk about that. Spring is here, but if you're like me, this is like an actually a fairly easy title to get. It was for a while anyway. I got the title Spring. I can't remember where I got mine at, but Dollarama. We got Jeepers Creepers here. The director is creeper than the character. Nightmares here. This is a really fun title. I do like Nightmare. They do some good stuff, Brian. Now their cult collection are usually is usually just the film, and they have red labels which will have some special features, booklets, some posters, and then they'll have the black label releases, which is kind of their prestige stuff. Well, you can now because Into the Night here is £6, and even if you uh, plant that over to what it would cost in a Canadian or American, it's going to be less than $20. And it is a fantastic film, by the way. And there's some great stuff here for everybody. So if you're thinking, I want a Tom Selleck action film with Gene Simmons as an over the top killer, well, congratulations, because you can watch the sci fi movie Runaway for £7 right here. And is Runaway worth it? Hell yeah. Trust me. Check out Runaway. It's one heck of a film. The Quest is actually, well, I think this is my better half really like this one. It's of Van Damme's, and she doesn't. She's very picky when it comes to Van Damme. Blah, I'll get it out. Van Damme titles. You got a Brian Bosworth Stone Cold film here, and it is such a cool movie. It's one you can go back to. There. This is a cool title. Not only does it have Brian Bosworth, who's a big football player back in the day, but it also has Lance Henriksen and William Forsythe and the whole kind of like the biker aesthetic to it as well. So it's definitely a really cool film to check out. If you haven't checked it out, I definitely recommend it. And it comes with an incredible poster too, by the way. For underrated blaxploitation titles, just I talk so fast and I am so Canadian, Ryan, that sometimes it may sound like that. But it's Gene Simmons, or maybe I did say Richard Simmons. With my mind in the middle of the night, I could do that. Wouldn't that be horrifying? Imagine Richard Simmons as the villain in a movie. Come on, tell me that wouldn't like kind of freak you out a bit. That would be kind of weirdly intimidating. He would be. So Chuck Turner is a really good title by Isaac Hayes, who of course was Chef. Rest in peace. But he also was the guy that did the song for Shaft. And he got to do the song for a blaxploitation movie. Then he got to do his own. And by the way, Chuck Turner is a lot of fun. It's one that me and my better half really enjoyed. Next up is Exterminator 2. A pretty easy get, actually, here in North America. Usually you go to your local drugstore. They tend to have copies of it or your local like Giant Tiger. But if you haven't seen this one, if you haven't got it yet, Mayor Van Peebles on roller cycles. I'm sure bad one was yours. Black Christmas. I eventually want to get all the copies of Black Christmas. I still don't have the Shout Factory edition, Scream Factory edition, and I don't have this edition either. As everybody knows, Black Christmas is my favorite film. I have it on VHS. I have it on DVD, and I have this Canadian limited edition Seasons Grievings edition with a miniature Rue Morgue magazine on the inside of it. This one and the Scream Factory will complete my set until they upgrade it to 4K, and I got to grab that one as well. Space Hunter, if I mentioned the Forbidden Zone. This is originally a 3D film. Actually, it's a pretty cool film. Amazon Women on the Moon. I'm not going to go through everything because I've got other things to look at here too. I don't want to keep it too long. Cherry Falls. Now, I know a lot of us would be hoping that this would have the uncut Cherry Falls, but unfortunately, the uncut Cherry Falls looks like it no longer exists. So it's only theatrical version of Cherry Falls that we can get. I'm going to take a sip of my drink. So if you're into sipping and ASMR, then there you go. That's for you guys. Thai Soldiers. I got this on a Kino release with another film. It's a really good film, though, if you don't have it. I get the Kino one because you get the second film December with it, if you're like the film like me. Lord of Illusions, of course. I've already had this one here. Because that's how I say it. Tarantula freaked me out when I was a kid. There's a Van Damme collection which has Death Warrant. It has what's the name of it again? As I try to get close to the screen, Black Eagle, which is not really a Van Damme movie. It's a Shokozuji movie with Van Damme in it, and as AWOL, which us over here in North America know as the movie Lionheart. Allures of Illusion is amazing. If you don't have it, definitely recommend it. I wish they would have done more of those, to be honest with you. Dolls, for those that know this channel, know that this is a favorite of mine. This rarely goes, like, rarely ever drops out of my top 20 films ever. I just love this film. And I thought the release that Scream Factory was amazing. And if you don't have dolls and you missed out on that release, it's out of print now, grab this. Like, really, it's a really good film. Jack the Giant Killer, does this include the musical version? It does include the re-envisioned 91-minute musical version along with the commentary as well. So, yeah, I would heavily recommend that version of Jack the Giant Killer, especially if you want to see a movie that has, and for many years, as an unknown musical version of the great Clint Eastwood performance. We're talking about Clint Eastwood today. Me and my cousin were actually showed me a picture of a young Jessica Walters, and I'm like, yeah, that's from Play Misty for me, one of my favorites. The Fringo set is one I got. Actually, we'll get to that. My better half of me love Fringo. So this one here is kind of cool too. MVD Rewind put out Nemesis on its own. It's an Olivier Grenier film, and then there was 3 sequels. So they put out a sequel to they put the sequel to it as well. But you had to buy them on a separate one. You had to go in and grab those separately. And what did that mean exactly? Well, it sucked because it means you're trying to find the you had to buy it, kind of had to buy it twice. But here you get all 4 of them. You do not miss out on one. All 4 Nemesis movies are here. You don't have to buy one and then go out and grab the other set. We're all here on one set. I thought there was Nemesis 5, but I guess there's 4. But I don't think I have. To be honest with you, Brian, it's kind of flipped up on me, didn't it? The Lou Fringo collection is right here. This one has the Adventures of Hercules, Adventures of Hercules 2, and it also has the Sinbad and Voyages, Voyages Sinbad. They're really cool titles. One of them, Hercules grabs a bear and throws him so far up into the sky that it becomes Ursa Major. So that's the thing. So that's a really fun one to get, and that's a really great price. It's £10. Yeah, the fifth Nemesis. Actually, the fifth Nemesis movie is often never included. I'm not sure what it is. If it's just they don't consider it, or it's that like it's that much of a hated film, or it's much like one of the transfer films where it almost seems like it doesn't it doesn't belong to the continuity, but it's never ever included on any of the sets. Like MVD didn't look at it either when they were doing that. Maybe there's race issues. Sign of the Times, which is a Prince rock concert. It was originally supposed to be shot initially as a live concert. He was not satisfied with the footage that was shot live, so he reshot a lot of it. Probably, I think in his Paisley Park arena, his own home studio. And it's actually a really good one. His last word comes to silent version. But the DVD Rewind one was kind of newer too. So if they were going to include, do you think they would have included that one as well? It looks like Lost World just comes with Lost World. Not even any features on that one. But for £6, it's not bad for the Michael Rennie edition of The Lost World. We got older films like The Mole People. We got classics here like Missing in Action. Yes, I will call it Missing in Action. I would not be surprised if it became a 4K. So Last Phase is an amazing werewolf movie. If you've not seen this, I truly recommend that you check it out. Yeah, like don't go paying like high $150, $100, $80 for a copy of Stuart Gordon's Dolls. We can go and pick it up here for like £6, even if it costs you a little bit more for shipping. And all honesty, it's worth it to have the film, but don't pay scalpers. Don't buy scalpers like game systems either. let them get stuck with like 20 game systems because these took it away from people that actually wanted to buy stuff. Alligator People's on here. I'll get you, Alligator Man. The Land Unknown. Prayer for Death for Shokuzuji. If you want to get this one for cheap, I know Arrow put it in addition to this one at one point, but this is a pretty much a bare bones edition. But if you want to own it, it's a great way to own it. Raw Force, which everybody has from Vinegar Syndrome anyway. Delta Force 2 is here. Pledge Night also was put up by Vinegar Syndrome as well. Ghoulies 1984. I think Ghoulies actually went out of print too from Scream Factory. If it didn't, grab it. Not as many as you would think. I own a lot of these already. That's my problem, JS. Is that I own a lot of these here on other companies. Like when I mentioned like Ghoulies, I mentioned Pray for Death. I've got like around like close to 101 Films. Ricky O is from 88 Films actually, Justin. So 88 Films put it Ricky O and Uncut too, if I remember correctly. We'll look at that 88 Films in a second. Actually, I'll see if it's there. The Dr. Goldfoot collection. So those two Vincent Price wacky beach movies that he did, like Dr. Goldfoot and the Bikini Machine, Dr. Goldfoot and the Girl Bombs, they're both here, along with a DVD of The Master of the World. We got the documentary Room 237 with the best looking cover I've seen and ever have, along with Firewalker, which I do own, the Black Windmill, Monkey Bone. Eventually, another company's going to put this out too. This is, it's one of those that's starting to become a cult classic. Three Amigos, Solar Warriors. If that doesn't sound familiar to the North American crowd, it's called Solar Babies. We're in North America. Classic Sky Riders, and of course Future World, the sequel to Westworld. But that's not all. Oh, that's not all. You also get Ghoulies too. Basketball, which is a red label release, by the way. The Burt Lancaster edition of Island of Dr. Moreau. Ghost Warrior, which I have on Scream Factory. The Terror from Beyond Space. I love those old ones. Another Shokuzuji film. So Rage of Honor. So you could like pick up 2 Shokuzuji films for the price of what you would have initially picked up one of the Arrow video ones for. Double Dragon is here. I would say if you're going to watch the Double Dragon, you just want the film, get it here. The MVD Rewind has a lot of special features on it, but I bought this one here and I do own this one. And because of this movie, I now own the MVD Rewind edition because I found out I love this film. I'm going to get you Suckers here. Again, the best cover I've seen for this one. This is such a fun film. If you've ever seen Blaxploitation, if you've never seen I'm Going to Get You Sucker, see it. It's such a good film. It is so funny. I'm just going to go through this fairly quickly here, get onto the other stuff as well. We got Lords of Flatbush, which is a really good movie. Has Henry Winkler in this one. Classics of New York is here. We got Falcon and the Snowman. I really like that film, actually. Mean Guns. I actually really like this one. I only saw this one. I think this was a straight-to-DVD film with Ice-T and Christopher Lambert. Now, Sirens is one I'm going to be picking up from Umbrella because he put out a really nice edition of this one, and there's some screens titles. So I did not get sent that one. That was not a review copy for me, but I like the film, so I'm going to pick up the Umbrella edition of that one. But if you just want the film itself, there's a way to grab it there. I love some of these here because there's Celine Dion, I think, Zorro, 1975. And you can buy some of these titles separately too if you don't want to spend £10 for the 3-pack. You can buy them separately for £6 each. But I just bought the 3-pack. It's AWOL, Death Warrant, Finding Out the Way Through Form is there. Ironheart with Bolo Young, if you're a Bolo Young fan. Which one is Wedding in White? I'm trying to remember which one this one is. Is that? It is Carol Kane. Carol Kane and Donald Pleasance. I don't know if I've seen this movie. I actually would love to own this movie, to be honest with you. Anybody remember Wedding in White? Hey there, Brian. Welcome, man. We are actually. I did a live Patreon stream last week, but there is one coming up before the end of the year. So I will announce that one ahead of time, though. I did kind of a surprise one recently because I did not plan to do it. I planned to do it the next day, but work has been super stressful. But I promise you that there will be a Patreon stream coming up in the very, very near future. 80 Films did release Riccio. There's FX2 and FX. You want to just buy them separately. The Hercules films are there. The Dr. Goldfoot, the Bikini Machine, and the Girl Bombs there separately. Sinbad of the Seven Seas. That's what this new movie is called. And there's another few titles here as well. The more newer stuff like Night Clerk and Night of the Living Dead Reanimation. I would not recommend that to anyone, actually. Yeah, I actually saw that. Good for base your video for being like proactive with that. And for those that are kind of curious about this here, like outside the sale, this is what George mentioned earlier, is their black label titles. They're limited edition titles that have some really great stuff on them. Here's Suburbia, for instance. Comes in a hard case with the film inside it. It usually comes with a book and a bunch of like special features as well. Yeah, I agree. Reanimation. That's why I did recommend it. And like as mentioned there, I think was it Warlock mentioned it. They're also starting to release AGFA titles. So if you're over in the UK and you want to get the Lady Street Fighter or FX titles, they're there. And man, they got the special features as well. So because Lady Street Fighter has Revenge of Lady Street Fighter as well, the unreleased sequel. So there's a lot of really good stuff coming from 101 Films. Let's dive right into 88 right now and go with there. Hopefully you're okay, man. So 88 Films winter promotion. Free UK shipping over £30 with the code UK free. Free international shipping. We don't do this a lot. Over £50 with the code INT free. So for those here that want to get 88 Film stuff, but they're often, oh man, they're do some great releases, and they do some great prices here. The shipping always kind of puts you off. £50, not an overtly large amount to get free shipping, especially if you're getting something from away. And they have some great releases. So let's dive into some of their stuff right here. Look, there's Armor of God right there, 2-disc deluxe edition. Robo Tricks are now back in stock. Jet Li the One, a special steelbook of that one. Still not as cool as the steelbook for Street Fighter that I got, by the way. Dragons Forever is here, limited edition steelbook. But let's go to their new releases first, then I'll go over to their some of their other stuff. So you can see the Armor of God, a deluxe collector's edition is here for £25. We got Disciples of Shaolin. They do a lot of these here releases for $14.99. Hatchet for the Honeymoon. George has this one actually. He unboxed this one on his on Facebook. Really cool, by the way. They do great deluxe editions. Lucky Stars films are fantastic, man. I love this here. Some people might not like the snow. I do like the snow in there. This is just the new stuff. We haven't gotten into like possible sales stuff here as well. Nun and the Devil, great film. Do not own this one yet, but it is a great film. I like this one. Look at the features. Like, just look at stuff like this. Like, we got audio commentaries, we got interviews upon featurettes. And a lot of these have amazing slipcovers. Like the Grinch. I in my job, Cinematech, I meet all the Grinches. I talk to all the Grinches. Talk to some very nice people, but I talk to all the Grinches too. The Vault of Professionals is here. That's actually a really cool release. Short Circuit 2. They actually had a limited edition of this one first. And I actually like that film. I liked it a lot. The Urban Legend Trilogy. What a sec. This is the Slimline edition, but the original box when it came out was so nice looking. Same with the Young Master. When that came out, it's limited edition before it sold out, was so good, but still worth having. Now let's dive over to their releases. Let's start with the Italian collection first. Sim, Dave, have an amazing day there. Hope to have you on a stream sometime in the near future. I do apologize that I haven't had many people on here yet, but if you've seen my channel recently, it's basically been it's been a stress fest. So hopefully in the new year it'll be less stressful. Actually, I liked Urban Legend 3. I really thought I wasn't going to like it. The first time I saw Urban Legend 3 Cinematech, I hated it. I actually didn't finish watching it. But I recently rewatched it. Like, nothing beats the first film. I can say that. Not just because I know the director, but because the first film's amazing. Nothing beats the first film, but I do like the direction that they took with the third film, in doing something different and keeping the mystery of the first two, while adding its own like kind of unique layer to it. Not a perfect film by any means, but not a dud. Doll of Satan, a very cool release here. This was put out by Twilight Time. If you got that edition, that's the edition I have of it. Crocodile 2 is here. Crocodile's here as well. You know, Severin put these out. They actually had a really cool, like, sexy edition that had Crocodile 1 and 2 initially. Their edition of Macabre here. Look how gorgeous that looks. Lamberto Bava's Macabre. North, not yet actually. I saw a link for it, but I've been working all day, and when I wasn't working, then I watched a movie with my cousin. We watched a movie on pre-code films for a reason, actually. And I taped 3 videos tonight, actually. One from a regular channel and 2 from my Patreon channel. And you can know the regular one because it came on earlier today. Mind Master Rats were from Bruno Mattei, Night of Terror. Yeah, Macabre does have a crazy. It's like Macabre's right up there, like it double feature it with Pieces. It's a great. It's a great double feature. Their edition of Umberto Lenzi's Eyeball is the bomb. I got to get this one down the road. This one of my most wanted 88 films releases is right here. All Eyes on Lenzi: The Life and Times of the Town, like Exploitation Titan. There's an 80-minute documentary on Umberto Lenzi on this release. So definitely one I'm going to grab down the road. Because Sensi is actually the what Fulci considers to be his unseen masterpiece. When he was interviewed, that's one of the films he was actually most proud of. But there's a ton of different releases here, and with that being said, let's just dive on in to their slasher classics collection. Definitely, and right now, unlike other times, people do I do come on here and I do talk about 88 films sometimes. Many of you guys know that. Unfortunately, a lot of times when I'm mentioning this one to my North American counterparts here or viewers, they're like, "Ah, the shipping's a bit steep." Well, you finally have no excuse not to check them out. If you got the bones on you, then 50 pounds over, shipping's free. Nico Masterox's Blind Date, which I recommend highly. I really, really like this film. Um, I can definitely recommend Schizoid if you never grabbed the Scream Factory when it was out. 10 to Midnight is another fantastic film. I just love that movie. I got that from my dad one year. The Scream Factory edition when it was out. Love this look picture for Terror Train. Hide and Go Shriek. Still, I sadly don't own this one. Student Bodies. I've not really. I've seen like they're doing differently some Category 3 stuff. I wouldn't say that they put most of their focus into it because they have a lot of regular releases as well. Um, and that's kind of good. I'm kind of glad that they're not going all in Category 3. But if they're going to do some Cat 3 stuff, you know, awesome. Like Riccio, that's the type of Cat 3 stuff I want to see out there. Unlike the one I'm probably going to sell of Vinegar Syndrome. Sorry, guys. I know a lot of you guys love it. Most of you guys love it. I just couldn't get into it at all. I wasn't able to finish it. Nightmare Beach is amazing. I like this film. Underrated, actually. It's definitely a slasher giallo hybrid. So slasher heavy giallo adjacent, I guess. Bad Dreams is a really cool title. Popcorn. The backstory of Popcorn is amazing, actually. Sweet 16, another underrated slasher film that not enough people know about or actually talk about. Alice Sweet Alice, otherwise known as Communion. We originally put that out on DVD first, and it was out on DVD for years before it actually got a Blu-ray release. Ozzy, I would recommend picking up Olivia, which is the Vinegar Syndrome edition of this one, if you can, because it's uncut, and this one is slightly more cut. That's because they're trying to make it like super like Americanized. The House on Sorority Row is hands down one of the better slashers ever made. Actually, I like that. See, that's the thing. People have different tastes. Like where I'm like, I'm totally not gonna. I don't know if I'm even gonna get through it with commentary like Ebola syndrome, but I'll watch Creature over again. But I get it though. I really do get it. Sleepaway Camp 3 and 2 with the classic straight to DVD covers on here, and they got like extras on here that aren't on the Scream Factory editions. That's why I own both because I'm a huge Sleepaway Camp fan. Bloody Birthday was an early release for them, and the Asia collection as well. This is where you're going to see some Cat 3 stuff. Hey, media, welcome, dude. Doing pretty, except for work in the daytime, which I dread. Doing okay. Have a great evening, man. See, Berserker's one that I kind of dug. I like the ending Berserker a lot. So there we got Legendary Weapons of China, The Flag of Iron, Dragons Forever, Disciples of Shaolin. Then we have stuff like Erotic Ghost Story, got Spiritual Kung Fu here. We got a lot of kind of Jackie Chan stuff, a lot of different like Shaw Brothers stuff. There's some, there's some Cat 3 stuff like Ricky Owen stuff coming out as well. Some early stuff like Hex and that on here. Cool, dude. That was a cool song. Now the best part of oh yeah, it does. It's point of February. They should have point every month, except for the partner label months. But if you mean new stuff, I think so. Yeah, Young Master Release was one I really regret missing out on. See if you got anything in their special offers. Got a few films here, like Amok is here on DVD for $3.99. If you've never seen this film, by the way, you should see this friggin' film. It's a good film. You got some Blu-rays here for $9.99. Anaconda, what a sexy looking Blu-ray case that one has, eh? With the black case too. Student Bodies is $9.99. Why does it have to be $9.99 when I can't afford it? Body Melt is here. That was one of their vault titles. We have the things like Boneyard, Black Veil for Lisa's here, Beyond Darkness, Others Till We Die, River of Death, which is a Michael Dudikoff film. Exactly. They have really increased their age system. They've done amazing stuff. I'm waiting for the replacement disc to come out actually, before I watch it, because I want to see it in 3D. If the 3D one's not affected, I'll watch the 3D edition eventually. I love Fade to Black. It's one of my favorites. But a question: did you go into Fade to Black thinking it was going to be a slasher film? Because Fade to Black is a character study, a bit of a thriller. A lot of people that go in Fade to Black expecting something more of like kind of a mystery film or a slasher film or a gore heavy title. They're going to be disappointed. But trust me, rewatch it down the road. It really is one of those rewatchable films. You can get more from with subsequent watches, in my opinion, anyway. It's hard. I mean, like you got the idea of everybody trying to get their stuff out at a at the right time. Here's some titles that are going out of print. So the last chance to buy these, by the way, guys. So if you want to get Hex, which is the very first 80 Asia edition, or Spiritual Boxer, Adult Fairy Tales, Offerings, the Slasher Classics Collection edition. If you want to get to like things like Ghost Lovers Enchanted or Sweet 16, which I strongly recommend you pick up, or things like Dogs or Mercenary or One Dark Night, the Vault edition of that. There's just so many here, like Amok, Last House on Sorority Row, 88 films. They must be losing the rights to these. So if there's any of these here that you want to grab, yeah, get them now. Now's a good time to hoard up on them, especially if you got some extra Christmas money, maybe. A lot of people do actually prefer Fletch Frankenstein to Blood for Dracula. I like them both. I go back and forth on it, actually. Positive. Please, I'm hoping that, okay, thankfully the body Student bodies isn't there is one of the last chance ones. So before I go tonight, though, let's talk about this right here. Unfortunately, it won't come up huge for me, but Vinegar Syndrome titles will return on January the 1st, 2022 at 12:01 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Almost 20 brand new releases will be available, including partner labels. Limited amounts of out of print Vinegar Syndrome VSAs, so Vinegar Syndrome archives that have recently gone out of print, and others will be in stock. Limited edition. So who knows? Maybe that limited edition version of martial law or something will pop back in, and you'll be able to grab something like that. Limited edition New York Ninja LP, a brand new VSP release, so their third Vinegar Syndrome Pictures release, and so much more will be coming in January. And we already know that they're coming with some very great titles in January. So out of print VSA releases, limited edition. So it'll be interesting to see what for your sake, Justin, I really hope it does. So make sure that you're on there, because I'll tell you right now, when people were going to grab when they brought back limited edition copies of Vice Academy, then holy crap, did that go fast? You had to go in and have it in your cart pretty much right away, and just check out and then go back and look at other stuff, because they went really, really fast. Yeah, and do we have any idea what this VSP could be? Because that's the thing, that's the issue, that's the crux there, is that the VSP is coming out. Thank you, Amy. You did it for me. Yeah, Tiger Cloud Part 3, not exactly. It's watchable. But the first two are definitely way better. Voice Academy would be one that I would like to see people get their hands on. I know that there's certain people that are like, okay, it's a limited edition, I don't want more to come out. I have no issues with actually the Forgotten Jelly box that's coming in February. I think Dead Heat is 4K is coming out in January, February, one of the two. I'd have to look back actually now. I can't remember right now. If Disconnect was here, I'd be able to tell you. I did put him on here. I did I tagged him, but he's busy. It's close to Christmas. Everybody's busy. Except for midnight apparently. But honestly, what it comes down to is if I go to bed, I go to sleep. That gets me up earlier, and I'm working again, and I can't do that right now. So. By the way, I did get a gift from a viewer, Stefan, which I will be unboxing soon. It has got Christmas wrapping paper on it. Voice Academy JS was one of their Vinegar Syndrome archive releases. So it was one of those releases, much like Martial Law. There's a chance that that one or at least one or two of the out of stock out of print ones might be one that went out of print during. Hey, Tony, Mr. Tony, welcome, dude. Now, one of the out of print VSAs could possibly be something that just went out of print, what's the one that I picked up recently? I think House of Usher is that the one that went out of print? So there's a possibility that might be one of them. But I'd say they say limited amounts of out of print VSA releases, and others will be in stock. So there's going to be other titles that have gone out of print. Champagne and Bullets, yeah, not exactly. For me, that's a lot of people love that film, and I know I'm going to get some hate for it. But that's one of the lesser ones. I'll watch Dr. Jekyll's House of whatever Death, whatever the hell it was called, again before I watch Champagne and Bullets again. I would rather watch Dr. Joe's Knives to Death 3 times in a row before I watch Champagne Bullets. I'll watch it 3 times in a row. For those that have not picked up New York Ninja or Censor or Her Smell, I'll tell you right now, I got to look at them like for a couple seconds before my better half like swooped them away for Christmas, and man, they're sexy looking releases. They're really sexy looking releases. Yeah, I can't. I think a lot of people, Justin, went in, myself included, because it had been a expecting Neil Breen levels of fun. But Getaven, Champagne Bullets, whatever way you want to call it, is definitely not Neil Breen. I knew you liked the Nasty Habit set, Tony. That's a really good set. I need to get that one down the road too. If the Scanner Cap collection comes back and anybody's missed out on that one, 1,000,000% get that one. Yeah, that's a good place to stop. It's pretty horrific stuff. They do a review of New York Ninja. I can't watch that until I actually watch New York Ninja, because I'm gonna have some fun with New York Ninja. Hey, Amy, you're doing great work tonight, by the way. Well, I think, well, it's Red Letter Media is kind of like it's their thing to do. So for them, this it's gold for them to get a film and be able to put it through the runner like that. Christmas Evil does rock on. I totally agree with you. I love Christmas Evil. High up there in my Christmas horror films. Probably the most Christmas horror film. I almost got suckered by Commando Ninja, but I did not. I did not when I realized that this was a film. See, I like films that are. I do like So Bad They're Good films, but I like them to be films that aren't made for the specific reason to be so bad they're good. I like the thought of them kind of like just becoming it, as in like it becomes a cult over time, not a film that's literally made to kind of just cash in on becoming a cult phenomenon. Because there's a difference, and there's a certain level of sincerity in it, and what the actors do as well. That where that they look into, and that's something that I think about. Hey there, Robert. Welcome, man. The best part for me is Wings Hauser. Hey there, Flickering Waves. Welcome. Wings. Anytime Wings Hauser's on screen, I'm like, okay, that's pretty cool. And Wings Hauser's off screen, I'm like, oh god, I can't get through this. I can't do this. It depends. I mean, like it depends on your taste, and it depends on how they're done. And it's not like when it comes to like, oh, this one's meant to make money. Any movie that's put out there is meant to make money. Anybody that's making like art of any point or being creative at all, yeah, no, that's what it's there for. At the end of the day, you just hope that there's a little bit of like passion associated with it as well. But I will never diss someone for going and making a film. It's just doesn't speak to me. I like Creature actually. I like William Malone. I think he's pretty good. I haven't got to watch Creature yet though, and I haven't. But it's one that I really, really enjoyed when I was younger, and it's one that I know I'll enjoy because it's my style film. Steel and Lace, yes. Okay, somebody said it. Steel and Lace, thank you. When Steel and Lace got announced, you guys were here. Um, I said Steel and Lace is probably going to be one of the sleeper hits out of all the titles that were released for November. I'm glad to see somebody like giving some love to Steel and Lace because it is one of those that is definitely a fun watch and got rewatchability factor to it. I understand Neil Breen. You can understand it though. Like, why does Neil Breen like not license out his film to other companies? He's very serious about his stuff. Like, it's not a joke to him, and from all the things that he says, I haven't seen New York Ninja. I own it, but I don't get it till the 24th actually. Yeah, no, Argento's Traum was the November release. I did. I didn't like it. Ebola syndrome, actually. Um, I'll eventually watch it again with the commentary on. I probably won't watch it. I'll probably just listen to the commentary. I can get why there's a lot of people that like it, though. I really like Trauma, actually. I think it's a really good release, though it's never going to be like the sleeper release. It's Argento. Argento's never sleeper. Even the worst Argento, like a film, it's not sleeper. He's a known name. He's an entity. It's like, if you like Cronenberg, you're gonna watch Cronenberg. If you see like Argento's name there, you're gonna watch Argento. Once Deep Red and Suspiria came out, you can never be a sleeper release. Are you doing Grizzly Live? Make sure you check that out, guys. Mr. Tony is doing Grizzly Live. Actually, I love Trauma. Actually, that's a favorite of mine. Why did Mill Creek release Ultraman Gaia 80 and Dinah in DVD only? They released all of them in DVD only. Um, I'm not sure if I mentioned that on here. I'm pretty sure Heath mentioned it as well. But Mill Creek only had the rights to release them on DVD. There are no like Blu-ray HD remasters for them to release. Now there may be HD Blu-ray remasters for Ultraman Gaia 80 and Dinah, but they've only all of their Ultraman releases have always been DVD releases. And I'm good with that. Like when Shout Factory did like Super Sentai, the only did they only did those in DVD. Some things don't need Blu-ray. I can't wait to see that unboxing. uh, some things don't need to be Blu-ray. Like at the end of the day, DVD. That's still, uh, it's still the biggest media, biggest like media format that's out there. That's what sells the most still this day. Oh, the second one's really really bad. But that one's more fun. I can get some fun out of the second one. It's not good, but I can get more fun out of it. No, actually, the Steelbook Ultramans that I have, uh, pretty sure they're DVD as well. It depends on which ones that you're talking about, because I got the Steelbook Ultramans upstairs, and fairly sure I'm going to look on my that all those were DVD. There's nothing that they put out in let's put out a collection. I am a huge fan of me and my better half are both huge fans of like Shasco. Yeah, aside from this, did they do all of them in Blu-ray? Early ones? Yeah, the early stuff was done. Like that's why you're not seeing steelbooks of the new ones. So you never see like Blu-rays of the new sets because none of them are done in steelbook. Hey there, Brian. Welcome, man. We have one of the hardest working guys on here. This is Brian Sauer from Just to This podcast, Pure Cinema podcast, and Just to This YouTube channel as well. Insanely awesome. Kamen Rider is getting its very first release, Justin, from Shout Factory. It's coming out actually early next year. So keep an eye out for that. Definitely buy it because I'm going to be buying it, and everybody should buy Kamen Rider because I want to see more releases coming out. They did actually. Um, Miss you too. We got to get together and do something one of these days soon. Is Media Blaster still around? I did not know they were still around. I'm going to be honest with you. Yeah, I do apologize. I'd forgotten about the Blu-ray editions on Steelbook. But now the newer releases that they got are only DVD only. So I think I mentioned earlier on a video. I'm pretty sure Heath mentioned it on one of the latest videos as well. Chomps, really? I freaking love that film. I saw that in theater. I had the Chomps is about a robotic dog, by the way. I had the Scholastic book of that one. That is so cool. Media, Media Blasters? Just, I love to see. I would love to see the House with Laughing Windows get a Blu-ray release. Um, Both probably. If Vincent does it, it'll probably be. I wouldn't say it'll be with Forgotten Jally. It'll probably be something that they do on their own. If Arrow does it, like, and that's a high possibility to do, like distribute Shameless stuff now. Fingers crossed for you, Matt. Fingers crossed for you. But it's if you've never seen House of Laughing Windows, by the way, the film that Jake mentioned, incredible film. Am I interested? I'm so interested in the Shaw Brothers set. I just can't. I can't afford to pick it up right now. But Shawscope, definitely. Will that is one of my big ones. I will be doing like a lot of people like good friend Brian Sauer doing some great like best of the kind of like 2001 things. I'm doing like a kind of a culty awards thing where I'm going to be doing a kind of best of there. Um, I haven't got to see the video yet. I'll check that out later. And be jealous. I'm doing like the kind of the culties where that's going to be my best of 2021. Just wanted to do something a little different with it. Heather signed up. Hey Jamie, welcome, man. We were earlier. I was over on the 88 Films, and we mentioned Urban Legend. Actually, hopefully you're having a good day there. I haven't. Uh, I do apologize. I emailed Jamie earlier this week, and I was supposed to get back to him, and then my work made me cry. That's where my week has been. House is a great one. House with Laughing Windows is so underrated, and unfortunately, not enough people have seen it yet. And if you haven't, please like definitely check it out. I think Shameless Screen Entertainment. I'll be interested to see how that goes. Yeah, it's been. I'm not gonna lie. Like I'll be bluntly honest with you guys. Um, Work's horrible at this point. It's the type of job that I have. It's not my my job, but it's horrible. I stress out every morning when I wake up. And now back to the fun stuff. So Deflex mentioned that Kamen Rider Zero is being released by Shell Factory. Thanks. I wasn't quite sure which Kamen Rider was. Thanks for that, Deflex. And Media Blasters is releasing another Kamen Rider series. I didn't know that actually. Um, so thanks for the news on that. I feel you, Trash. Trust me, I really do. I was having a really, really tough day today. To be kind of like bluntly honest. I never keep things from you guys. And it was just when, I mean, super heavy. And my better half, I'm like, I can't really talk right now. She was downstairs and she was like making some lunch. I said, I'd love to chat, but I can't. Things are just going. Are just getting to me. I don't want to be like ready to blow up. And I just kind of hunched over. And around like 10 minutes later, I get like, I see my better half and she's going to the door and then she's going into the kitchen and then she comes over to me. And this is an amazing woman, by the way. And she said, I got a surprise for you. Uh, I was going to wait on you for till Christmas, but this is, it's not a movie, it's not a book, it's not anonymous, but it's something that I think you're going to like. And what happened is she said she came over and she put this box from Amazon, and it was, I opened it up and it was an arm for my for filming, because for those who don't know, I've started buying omnibuses this year. It's been a really stress reliever for me. I get a lot of I love comics from my childhood. I almost opened a comic book shop up when I was in my 20s, and so I started buying omnibuses, and they're how I kind of like get. They're kind of like my me time. But I do like videos for them on my Patreon channel. Uh, and I was the last time I shot an omnibus video, like the Xbox X-Men Uncanny X-Men Chris Cameron one, and I had it like the camera, and I was kind of trying to get it up, and I was putting it on like on a box to do it. So she came with this arm, which is amazing, and it works incredibly well with the new camera that I use here. So yeah, she is the best. She's awesome. It's a hard year for this stuff. Like a lot of people, it's a hard time to where for a lot of people's jobs. It's Christmas time. There's a rush going on. You think like when you're a kid, it's like there's Christmas specials and like the Christmas spirit and all that stuff. And then you get older and you realize there's a lot of like stress on a lot of people this time of year. So if there's you guys are ever going through anything like feeling any stress or just feeling like you just can't take it, I feel you. No, you're not alone. uh, you guys rock. And things can really be sucking at the moment, and you could turn a corner, and they can just be amazing. Um, so don't give up. Don't ever think you're alone. There's always somebody there, even when you don't realize it, and you feel like reaching out. To me, you can definitely do that. I watched Michael's video actually last night. And that's the thing you don't know. Like, here's a guy that's really kind of very confident, very kind of humorous. Does a great job on his channel. Michael Keane does an amazing job, and like, and then he's like, I need to take some time off. There's things that are stressing me out, and good on him, man. Good on him, because that's exactly what you want to. That's exactly what you want to say. You want to see like people that can be honest and say, okay, you know what, this is not that he's stressed, but that he realizes, okay, this is a rough time. I'm going to take some time for me, and I hope that he gets some good time for him, and comes back more invigorated than ever because guy deserves it. You got to know, like let's say the man's got to know his limitations, right? And there you go. That's meant. Hopefully, that's meant to be positive. That was a little bit of like a negativity that rolling into some positivity. So there you go. Now, are you anybody here picking any of this stuff up? Is anybody picking up any uh, the 88 films or 101 film stuff, or are anybody waiting here for the Vinegar Syndrome stuff? Jamie, yeah, are you if you're still there, Jamie? Exactly. You had to be you have to be honest with yourself first, and before you can even like before you can let it out there for someone else. Be able to like just say, okay, you know what, this is rough. It's a rough time, but it's okay to reach out. It's okay to say, you know what? I'm not okay. I'm not okay right now. It's okay not to be okay. Just don't let it engulf you. Reach out to people. Hey there, Jacob. Welcome, man. Censor. That's one I got, Jake. This one I got for Christmas. Boogeyman is a really cool. I actually like that film a lot. Boogeyman. That's Uli Lemon. I think you're talking about. It's been. I mean, there's been some decent stuff. Did you see Censor? Uh, I haven't seen it yet, but it really intrigued me. And Her Smell. Um, both those are two releases that I got. Um, Actually, in the box, like literally over there, like just wrapped a bit. But they have, Jamie, if you never saw the announcement there today, there's almost 20 brand new releases, including the partner titles, coming in January, um, with a brand new VSP release. I'm kind of hoping for a horror release, but you never know. And some of the out of print VSAs and some other out of print titles are going to be coming back in. So it'll be interesting to see what's there. So if there's a VSA or something that you missed out on, it's on January the 1st at 12:01 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So let me know if you pick up anything. Detention is another one I picked up. Detention got named one of the best movies or best releases of the year by somewhere. So I didn't know. I saw that. I saw that somewhere. Did you really think it was going to be a true story? Did they not watch the commercials? Detention's supposed to be really, really good Warlock. It's based on the video game. I think Amy said it's like, what was it? Did you say Thai or Korean? Amy knows anyway. Well, the video game like that is based on. Jamie, I got to get you back in the channel sometime soon. So hopefully sometime in the new year when you're not so busy. Taiwanese, thank you. I always get it wrong. I don't want to come across like as completely like ignorant to different like stuff, different cultures. Oh, did you like Gucci? Was it? Hey, Dustin, welcome, man. Um, because that's a Gucci, I actually very interested in. Do I get free? I wish I consider from studios now. I work with a couple companies. I work with Mill Creek and I work with Umbrella Entertainment. Uh, but I get hit with shipping customs fees a lot, so I rarely get anything that's ever free. Uh, and it's never free anyway, Sean, because in all honesty, you work it when you do your reviews and other stuff. You work for what you get. So it's just like anything else. If you ever had a job and you get like free samples or something on your job, you realize, wait a minute, I'm working anyway. This is not really free. It's just part of my job. I haven't seen assholes. I really haven't. It's got a John Water-esque feel to it, but I'm not quite sure if I can do it right now. See, House of Gucci is one of the titles that interests me right now. Also, Spider-Man, which I haven't seen, so nobody ruin Spider-Man for me. Um, I was hoping that because of like we got a lot of stuff is shut back down. It's Mill Creek, a big company. No, actually, well, they're definitely one of they started as one of the smaller companies. So Deflex, originally Mill Creek started doing a lot of those sets, the like $25 and $50. Uh, Actually, no, I didn't get the Driving Delirium. I kept looking for it. I get the uh, I get the regular releases. I haven't got December's yet, actually. Um, but I usually what I'll get, uh, behind the curtain, uh, is they'll send me uh, an an email, and it'll give me like the 3 or 4 titles to choose from, and I'll choose the titles that I'm interested in reviewing, and then those I'll get. But no, I actually haven't heard anything but the Drive Delirium set. Trust me, the second I get it, Jamie, you will know because I'll be sending you the most excited freaking email in the world. Just no time to die. Um, I've sort of seen it. I would appreciate that, Jamie. Actually, thank you. Eventually, I wanted because I wanted to like get the drive-in set, like kind of go through it or go through a bit of it, and actually talk to you uh, about it. I don't have an eBay store or anything like that. I don't like. I keep most of mine. Now, if somebody like at the end of the day, I if people like want to sell off some stuff maybe for cost or for money purposes, I can understand. Myself personally, I don't because it's movies that was given, um, and I tend to keep everything that I'm a bit of a hoarder, I guess. I keep everything that I get uh, because It's been very much, it's really hard to for it has been really hard for me to get like movies from companies. It's only like people like Jamie that has like actually helped out, reached out and helped me to get reach out with certain companies. So I am very very grateful of anything that comes my way. So and they stay with me because everyone has a story to tell. Yeah, I'm a little old fashioned, I guess, but I do not like knock anybody that like does that wants to sell something. I don't know what the circumstances are. Oh, storm warning, that'll be awesome. So for those that haven't seen it, so for those that don't know, if you're new here, Jamie B, this is Jamie Blanks. He's the director of movies like Storm Warning and Urban Legend. He's directed films like Valentine. He's done some amazing stuff and is a great composer as well. And honestly, a really, really good friend of mine on here. I hope so. I hope I can say that, Jimmy. Um, so Storm Warning was this really cool film. Unfortunately, it had been tied up for the longest amount of time with because it was put out through Dimension Extreme and here in North America at least. So Dimension, due to that, I think that was part of the reason that it got that there was a bit of like rights issue getting it out there. Obviously, we know what happened with Dimension. Um, George, have an amazing evening, man. Thank you so much for coming in. I really appreciate it. Uh, but Storm Warning is this like it's been this like little gem of mine that I wanted. He knows this because it's such a cool release that I've wanted to get a special edition for ages, and I've talked about it. I'm gonna say my channel. Yeah, fuck the YCs. My channel, we're magically willing movies into coming out because I'll talk about a movie. You guys know this too. I've talked about movies before on the channel. Say I really want this to get a release. I really want this to get a release, and then bam, we're talking about it, and then eventually it gets a release. You go. Is Paramount the one that picked up the Dimension stuff? That's interesting to know. I don't keep up with a lot of the behind the scenes stuff, and it's some that I just don't know. Like disconnected. Like this dude here knows his stuff, man. If you're on like Instagram or Twitter, like check out Disconnected. He's always, if something comes up, something gets announced, it'll be on his Twitter and on his Instagram feed pretty quickly. Um, a Lionsgate, okay. No, actually, they didn't have the ability to for the Blu-ray releases for those. Um, so they would have done those on Blu-ray to Deflex. for those releases, but apparently they only have the rights for the DVD editions of those. Ultraman is actually selling pretty well. Hopefully, Gridman did as well. I'm not quite sure, but Heath actually talked about it on his channel as well. Serial Midnight, he talks about these here too. But they only have the rights. Milk Creek only had the rights to do the new three on DVD. They didn't have the rights for Blu-ray release. Have yet to pick up the new Scream release. Eventually. Keep me up to date on the Storm Warning release. That's an incredible news. That's something I'm super excited about. I need reasons to be excited in 2022. There's been some good stuff coming out, I got to say. But oh, Heath does his channel. Is a friend of mine, does a channel called Serial at Midnight. If you haven't checked him out, he's actually a pretty popular YouTuber. Much more popular than me. But he so Keith usually gets the stuff. He's got a great connection when it comes to Mill Creek. He's had the Mill Creek guys on his channel. Actually, did an interview with them about a year or two ago, year and a half ago. And so when he recently on his channel, he was talking about the Ultraman's releases. I'm okay with being semi-popular. If I'm popular enough, Kubrick, that you watch my channel, that's good. That does me good. That makes me happy. Ultraman releases are amazing. The last three, like they started a new mural with the last three, and I love that. I haven't listened to their podcast yet. Eventually, they got to give like Dracula 3D a new like big release. They're going to. Like I know a lot of people say, well, I hate Dracula 3. Give it time. Give it time until it becomes a bit more of a cult classic, and you'll see that get released. Doors into Darkness. I got the No Shame edition of that one, Ryan. I would love to check that out. I typed in the free deflex because sometimes I'll be honest with you, I'm Canadian, so my accent it can be a little fast and hard to understand. Kevin, welcome. Well, I watch Black Christmas every year, so you're okay, right? It's pretty. Well, I would say it's pretty simple. The way that works with Ultraman, really quickly, is originally there was the Ultra Q series done in black and white. It was kind of like almost kind of a Challenger of the Unknown, Twilight Zone type of series, which started. That was pre Ultraman days. After that, then like Ultraman came out, which was the initial one. We got the Return of Ultraman on Ultra 7. Followed up by what was it after that one? So it's just Ultra Leo, Ultra Terra. I'll go through it. I'll do a video, Warlock, one of these days. I'll go through all the Ultraman releases for you so that you know exactly where they fit into the timeline. I'm a huge Ultraman fan, guys. It's like I'm 50, now. It's like I don't mind saying that, and I think like part of me, this is like some people like they reclaim their childhood through like they buy a new car, maybe they'll have an affair with their secretary. For me, it's like I buy the films and stuff that I like, and I read comics. You, ironically, The I did like when I was going through some stuff when I was thinking things right. Christmas horror is one of the things that I thought, and I actually didn't end up doing it. I ended up starting the exploitation book, which unfortunately never got finished. It is hard to keep track. Like and for a while they're doing the older ones, the newer ones, and recently when the Ultraman titles, they've been doing the whole like well, they've been coming out. We got the anime Ultraman and we got the Ultra 80 release. I didn't expect the anime Ultraman to come out. Ultra 7 has been a lot of people's favorite show. That it tends to be like just hit that crux in the early stage of like just being like un, enough weight behind it that it hadn't yet gotten into like the kind of the sailor aspect and had it was entertaining. I hope you love Black Christmas as much as well, there's been a couple like bonus. There's a couple like that were put out by God by the company they work with. Deep discount, I think. There were a couple like anniversary edition things that came out. I don't know if I've watched the Netflix movie series to be honest with you. I don't, that's one I think that I missed out on. Black Christmas in 1974, and I'll eventually. I was going to do same as you actually, Ultra Seven. I think if you ask like people that watch Ultraman, like for the older stuff, Ultra Seven. For the newer stuff, Orb. Which Black Christmas? If you're talking about the original 1974 in video store, yes, it's in a great Christmas Eve film. Uh, very atmospheric, well done. Remember, that's going to be slower paced because it's kind of the older style, like slasher film. And well, I wouldn't say it calls slasher film as much as I would call it like a thriller. It's because it's worth picking up. Yes, it is worth getting. Try to get at a decent price. There was some issues that had nothing to do with Criterion though. They could only do what they were given with from Toa. So just know that too. I would not see Black Christmas going to although I would like it to. I would not see Black Christmas going to Criterion, maybe Arrow, because Scream Factory recently, not recently, they put it out, and with like some amazing special features. I've been on this page for so long, just got to change it up a bit. I apologize. I've been meaning to go through the stuff, you guys. I still got to watch The Last Matinee. I've heard good stuff about that. I don't have the film. I do. I want to check it out. It's on Arrow streaming service actually right now. And usually streaming services for me means I buy more things. I'm very jealous of it. I have no Ultraman figures. I would have killed for that as a kid. But I would have killed for it like on for the this is gonna age me. Well, I told you my age anyway. There was a $6 million man figure, Steve Austin, and he had like this bionic eye, which it was kind of you look through the eye and it was like a telescope. Um, I used to love that. I wanted it so bad. My one of my best friends had it, and we sat in my garden one day and we like played with it. And I'm like, I want this so bad. I'm still looking for it actually to this day. Shotoscope Volume One is one of the amazing sets that I want to get this year. You got the Scream Factory edition, right, Matt? So did the Scream Factory edition, because I know it's loaded up with features, did it include that kind of like close to 50-minute, hour long Canadian special that for uh, for Black Christmas? Because I know it's not on. Ironically, it's not on my Canadian disc, but I heard that it was on the other one. Did he really? I'm jealous of your younger brother, Brian. I used to love that doll. Like we would bring it up. Like my friend would bring it up, and we'd like just like play 6 minute Auto Man. We didn't have like the other one, unfortunately. We didn't have like the Oscar Goldman. We didn't have like the Bigfoot. My cousin had the original Millennium Falcon. I'm still moving. It's just taking a long time. As obviously as you know, right now things are going on in the world that's making it nigh impossible. Even my better half can't even get to see get over to see her family right now. Unfortunately, she had planned to go for Christmas, and she was very disappointed. But hopefully in the new year, fingers crossed. The Bigfoot appearances were cool. There was a couple different people that played Bigfoot. I remember Ted Cassidy played him, and I think it was Andre Giant was the other guy that played Bigfoot on the $6 million Man show. Those are the two I remember. If it's a TV series, Are You Afraid of the Dark? I would say it probably is. I don't know for sure. I don't know. Is there an official? I don't think it's got an official release. The only Are You Afraid of the Dark that I know it's on Blu-ray is actually the new the new miniseries that came out. When Nintendo means something, yeah, Nintendo was a company long before the gaming console came out. Like they were like a card company. They like did cards and stuff like trading cards and that. Deep Cover is one of the Criterion releases that I really, really want. It's a great film. So if you've never seen Deep Cover, by the way, guys, Lawrence Fishburne and Jeff Goldblum, really good movie. I would highly recommend it. If you're looking into Criterion's, especially during the next sale that comes up for Criterion, if they have a flash sale in there in like in February, like they did last year or something, a Deep Cover is highly on my list of ones to pick up. All right. And with that being said, and realizing that I plan to do when I move, how are you moving my movie collection to another country? Well, it will go. Hey there, Chris. Welcome, man. It will go through a boat because you can't actually fly that amount of stuff over. So it would be crated up in crates, and then it'll be put over by boat. We'll be taking some of my more important stuff that I really want to watch early on. Well, you're completely right. I love that fact about it. He wanted to do like story stuff, but they like pretty much said we're doing Nintendo first. I'll love Basketball and Men's Society again. Two great releases. All right, guys. So I can actually get to read a little bit of Mambas tonight before I go to sleep. Hi there. If you're just came in or you're joining me tonight, I want to thank you so much for coming in here tonight. It's been a stressful day, and I knew that I was not going to go to sleep tonight without talking to my good friends here in the Cult Cinema. I wanted to do that. So, as always, I want to stay for this part. Uh, be kind to others. Be kind to yourself. It costs nothing to be kind. There is always another movie. And here in the Call of Cinema, you got a friend to the end. Heidi ho. Talk to you later.